Have you ever been told to stop drinking water at night? Especially as you get older, maybe someone warned you. Don't drink before bed, or you'll be up all night. Or even worse, it's bad for your heart, your kidneys, your sleep. But what if I told you that advice might be doing more harm than good? What if avoiding water at night is actually putting many seniors at risk without them even realizing it? Because here's the truth, your body doesn't stop needing hydration just because the sun goes down. And for many seniors, what happens overnight inside the body can quietly affect your heart, your brain, your muscles, and even your energy the next day. Tonight, we're going to uncover what really happens when you drink water before bed, when you shouldn't, when you absolutely should, and how to find the perfect balance that keeps you safe, hydrated, and sleeping peacefully. So, if you've ever felt confused about whether to sip water at night or avoid it completely, stay with me because what you're about to learn might change your nightly routine forever. Let's start with something most people don't realize. As we age, our sense of thirst becomes weaker. That means your body may already be slightly dehydrated by the time you feel thirsty. And during sleep, you go several hours without drinking anything. For younger people, the body can handle that more easily. But for seniors, this long gap without fluids can lead to subtle dehydration by morning. Now imagine this. Your blood becomes slightly thicker overnight because there's less fluid in your system. Your circulation slows down just a bit. Your muscles may feel tighter. You might even wake up with mild headaches or dizziness. These are things many people blame on aging, but sometimes it's simply a hydration issue. But then comes the other side of the story. You've probably experienced this yourself. You drink a glass of water before bed, and suddenly you're waking up once, twice, maybe even 3 times to use the bathroom. That interrupted sleep leaves you tired, groggy, and sometimes even increases the risk of falls, especially if you're walking to the bathroom in the dark. So now you're stuck between two concerns: drink water and risk poor sleep, or avoid water and risk dehydration. This is exactly where confusion begins, and where many seniors unknowingly make the wrong choice. Here's the truth that most people won't tell you. It's not about completely stopping water at night. It's about timing, balance, and understanding your body. Let's talk about what actually happens when you drink water before bed. When you lie down, your body redistributes fluids differently. Some of the fluid that may have pooled in your legs during the day starts moving back into circulation. Your kidneys then process this fluid, which increases urine production. That's why nighttime bathroom trips happen more often, especially if you've had a lot of fluids late in the evening. But here's something important. Completely cutting off water too early in the evening can also backfire. If you stop drinking water hours before bed, your body may go into sleep already slightly dehydrated. This can lead to dry mouth, leg cramps, and even increased heart strain in some cases. So what's the right approach? Instead of thinking drink or don't drink, think of it like this: hydrate smartly throughout the day so your body doesn't depend on nighttime fluids. Most of your water intake should happen earlier in the day, when your body is active and can process fluids more efficiently. By the time evening comes, you should already be well hydrated. That way, you don't feel the need to drink large amounts right before bed. But that doesn't mean you should completely deny yourself water at night. If you feel thirsty, your body is sending you a signal. Ignoring that signal isn't healthy. A few small sips of water can actually be beneficial. It can prevent dryness, help maintain circulation, and keep your body comfortable during sleep. Now let's talk about a very common mistake: drinking a full glass or multiple glasses of water right before lying down. This is what often leads to frequent nighttime urination. The key is portion control. Instead of large amounts, think small sips. Another important factor is what you're drinking and when. Many seniors don't realize that beverages like tea, coffee, or even some herbal drinks can act as diuretics, meaning they increase urine production. Drinking these in the evening can make nighttime trips worse, even if you're not drinking much water. So if you enjoy a warm drink at night, try choosing something mild and non-diuretic, and keep the quantity small. Now here's something that doesn't get talked about enough. Nighttime hydration can actually be important for certain conditions. For example, if you're prone to leg cramps, mild dehydration can make them worse. If you've ever woken up with painful cramps in your calves or feet, your hydration levels might be part of the problem. Similarly, proper hydration supports heart function. During sleep, your heart is still working, your blood is still circulating, and your body is still repairing itself. Being slightly dehydrated can make this process less efficient. But again, balance is everything. Let's also talk about safety. One of the biggest risks for seniors isn't just waking up at night. It's what happens when you get out of bed. Poor lighting, unsteady footing, and sleepiness can increase the risk of falls. So, if nighttime bathroom trips are frequent, it's not just annoying, it can be dangerous. This is why managing evening fluid intake is so important, not eliminating it, but adjusting it in a way that supports both hydration and sleep. Here's a simple approach that works for many people. Drink most of your water earlier in the day. Reduce your intake slightly in the evening. Avoid large drinks 1 to 2 hours before bed. And if you feel thirsty, take small sips instead of full glasses. This way, you're not depriving your body, but you're also not overwhelming it right before sleep. Now you might be wondering, what about people with specific health conditions? This is where things become more personal. For example, if you have heart issues, kidney problems, or taking medications that affect fluid balance, your needs might be different. Some medications can increase urination, while others may require careful hydration levels. In these cases, it's always best to follow your doctor's advice. But for the majority of seniors, the general principle remains the same. Stay hydrated during the day. Be mindful in the evening and listen to your body. Let's also address a myth that has been circulating for years. Some people believe that drinking water at night can lead to serious health problems like heart attacks or strokes. There is no strong evidence to support this claim. In fact, staying properly hydrated is generally protective for your cardiovascular system. What matters is not avoiding water completely, but avoiding extremes. Too little hydration is harmful, and too much at the wrong time can disrupt your sleep. Now think about your own routine. Do you find yourself drinking very little during the day and then feeling thirsty at night? If so, that's something you can easily adjust. Start by increasing your daytime water intake. Keep a glass nearby, take small sips regularly, and make hydration a habit rather than something you catch up on at night. Over time, you'll notice that your body feels more balanced and your nighttime thirst decreases naturally. Another helpful tip is to pay attention to your body's signals. Dry mouth, dark urine, fatigue, and dizziness can all be signs of dehydration. On the other hand, frequent urination, especially at night, may signal that your fluid timing needs adjustment. It's not about strict rules, it's about awareness and gentle adjustments. And here's something comforting to remember. Your body is incredibly intelligent. When you start giving it what it needs at the right times, it responds. Sleep improves. Energy levels stabilize. Even small discomforts begin to fade. So instead of asking, should I stop drinking water at night? Ask yourself a better question. How can I support my body's hydration in a balanced way? Because the goal isn't just to avoid waking up at night. The goal is to wake up feeling refreshed, comfortable, and healthy. Imagine going to bed without worrying about dehydration and without the frustration of constant interruptions. Imagine waking up feeling clear-headed, steady, and energized. That's what the right hydration balance can do. And it's not complicated. It starts with small, consistent changes. Drink enough during the day. Ease off as bedtime approaches. Take small sips if needed. Avoid large drinks late at night. And most importantly, listen to your body, because your body isn't working against you. It's trying to guide you. So the next time someone tells you to completely stop drinking water at night, you'll know the truth. It's not about stopping, it's about understanding. And that understanding can make a real difference in how you sleep, how you feel, and how you live. If this opened your eyes even a little, take a moment to reflect on your current habits. Sometimes the smallest changes create the biggest results. And your health, your comfort, and your peace of mind are always worth it. Stay mindful, stay balanced, and take care of yourself, because every simple habit you improve today shapes how you feel tomorrow. Most seniors don't realize that the real problem isn't drinking water, at night. It's how hydration is handled throughout the entire day. Many people unintentionally fall into a pattern where they stay busy, forget to drink enough water during the daytime, and then suddenly feel very thirsty in the evening. That thirst leads to drinking larger amounts of water closer to bedtime, which then creates a cycle of waking up multiple times during the night to use the bathroom. It feels like the nighttime drinking is the issue, but in reality, it's the imbalance earlier in the day that causes the disruption. As the body ages, the natural sense of thirst becomes weaker, which means seniors often don't feel thirsty, even when their body needs fluids. This leads to mild dehydration building up slowly over the course of the day without being noticed. By the time evening arrives, the body finally signals a stronger need for water, and that's when people tend to drink more than usual. Unfortunately, the body doesn't process fluids as efficiently when it's preparing for rest, and when you lie down, fluid distribution changes, increasing the likelihood of urine production. This creates a frustrating situation where someone might believe they need to stop drinking water at night completely, when in fact the better solution is to adjust when and how they drink water during the day. When hydration is consistent from morning to afternoon, the body stays in balance, and the strong thirst signals in the evening become much less intense. This naturally reduces the urge to drink large amounts before bed, which in turn helps minimize nighttime awakenings. Another important factor is how habits are formed over time. Many seniors develop routines around meals or medications but don't build consistent hydration habits alongside them. Without a steady intake of fluids, the body is constantly trying to catch up, and this pattern repeats daily. By simply incorporating small, regular sips of water throughout the day, the body remains better hydrated without feeling overloaded any one time. The timing of hydration also affects how comfortable the body feels at night. When the body enters sleep in a well-hydrated state, it is less likely to trigger discomfort signals such as dry mouth, slight headaches, or restlessness. This leads to deeper and more uninterrupted sleep. On the other hand, uneven hydration can cause subtle discomfort that may not fully wake someone up, but can still disturb the quality of their rest. It's also important to recognize that the body thrives on balance rather than extremes. Drinking too little all day and too much at night puts unnecessary stress on the system, while spreading fluid intake evenly allows the kidneys and circulatory system to function more smoothly. Over time, this balanced approach not only improves sleep, but also supports overall energy levels, mental clarity, and physical comfort. When seniors begin to shift their focus from avoiding nighttime water to improving daytime hydration habits, they often notice a natural improvement without having to force strict rules on themselves. The body starts to feel more stable, thirst becomes more predictable, and nighttime disruptions gradually decrease as a result of better overall balance. Completely avoiding water at night might seem like a simple solution to prevent waking up and going to the bathroom, but this approach can quietly create a different set of problems that many seniors don't immediately connect to hydration. When the body goes several hours without any fluid intake, especially after an already low intake during the day, it can slip into a mildly dehydrated state by early morning. This dehydration is often subtle, but it can affect how the body feels and functions during sleep and after waking up. During the night, the body is still actively working. The heart continues to pump blood. The brain carries out repair and memory processes, and the muscles go through recovery. All of these processes rely on proper fluid balance. When hydration levels drop too low, the blood can become slightly thicker, circulation may not be as efficient, and the body may need to work harder to maintain normal functions. This can lead to sensations like restlessness, slight discomfort, or even waking up feeling more tired despite having spent enough hours in bed. Another common effect of avoiding doubly attack to completely is waking up with a dry mouth or throat. This might seem minor, but it can disrupt sleep quality and make it harder to fall back asleep if it wakes you during the night. Some people also experience leg cramps, particularly in the calves or feet, which can be linked to low fluid levels and imbalances that develop overnight. These cramps can be sudden and painful, interrupting sleep and leaving lingering discomfort into the next day. It's also important to understand that the body naturally loses fluids during sleep through breathing and perspiration. Even if it's not noticeable, this gradual loss adds up over several hours. Without any intake at all, the body starts the morning already behind in hydration, which can contribute to feelings of fatigue, dizziness, or low energy. Many people assume these sensations are just part of aging, but in some cases they are related to not maintaining enough fluid balance overnight. At the same time, this doesn't mean drinking large amounts of water before bed is the answer. The key lies in moderation and awareness. Taking small sips of water when you genuinely feel thirsty allows the body to maintain comfort without overwhelming the bladder. It respects the body's signals instead of ignoring them completely. When you deny thirst entirely, the body may respond with discomfort that affects the depth and quality of sleep. There is also a psychological aspect to consider. Strictly restricting water can create unnecessary anxiety around nighttime habits, making people overly cautious or even stressed about drinking anything in the evening. This kind of rigid thinking often leads to inconsistency, where some nights involve complete restriction and others involve overcompensation. A more balanced and flexible approach helps create a routine that feels natural and sustainable over time. When seniors begin to allow themselves small, mindful sips instead of total avoidance, they often notice a difference in how comfortable they feel during the night. Sleep becomes more continuous, the body feels less strained, and mornings start with a greater sense of ease and clarity, simply because the body was supported rather than restricted